Hey guys, today I'll be showing you how I make egusi pudding. So here we have egusi, dry fish, beef, that's red meat, plantain leaves. Yeah, I got this from African store, like everything there, yeah. And here I have onion and leeks, and salt, ginger, garlic, that's powdered ginger and garlic, some seasoning cubes, eggs, and foiled paper. So I will go ahead and show you the steps I take to come up with the delicious egusi pudding. So here you have a view of everything. The first thing I would do is that I'll go ahead and boil my fish, and I'll add in the chopped onion and the leeks into it, and I will add in some salt and the seasoning cube because it needs to taste really good. Because this is dry fish, is really hard, I would boil it first, and when it's like half done, you see I'm adding the powdered ginger, and then I'll also add the powdered garlic. Yes, when it's half done, I'll add in the beef. So right here I'm just pouring water. It's dry fish, so it will really take time to get well cooked. So I have to put a reasonable amount of water so that it cooks really, really well. Okay, here we're cooking. We'll cook it, and yeah, I just have the meat on the side. So while that is cooking, I'll go ahead and blend my melon seeds, or call it egusi. I'll blend it until it's in a good paste. And if it turns like in a good paste, then I know that it's like that's enough blending. So I'll blend the entire bowl of melon seeds that I have. There you have it. That's the paste. And my fish is like half done now. I'll add in the beef, and on top of that I'll just add in a little more seasoning so that the meat also tastes really good. Okay, so I'm just trying to pour the sauce on the meat for it to taste as good as I really want. And on the side I'll boil water, because the plantain leaves that I have to warm them up. In Cameroon you use the fire, but here I'll use hot water. So put it in the hot water, just let it sit there for some minutes and really get soft, because I'll need it when I want to start putting it to cook. Plantain leaves get a very good flavor to the egusi pudding. Okay, here the meat is done, and I will remove the red beef, dry it in the oven. When it's dried, I will chop it into small sizes. Yeah, putting it in the oven. When it's done, we'll chop into small sizes, and then we'll add it into the egusi paste. So the leaves are done, like it's really soft now. We have the paste. I'll add in seasoning and a bit of salt into the paste, and stir, like really mix it up. Make sure the seasoning goes everywhere in the paste, like everything tastes really good. And after putting in the seasoning, I'll add in eggs. So for this one, I think I used like 7 eggs. Yeah, I used 7 eggs for this because it was a lot of egusi paste, so we need it to taste really good. So after mixing the eggs in there, make sure it's well incorporated. Now we'll go ahead and we'll add the broth, because I had to separate the broth from the fish after cooking. So now we'll go ahead and we'll pour the broth into the egusi paste. Make sure you pour it and then you mix it so that the consistency is not too watery. If it's too watery, then when you cook the paste, it will not harden up. So this is the consistency that I am working with. It's just perfect. So now I'll go ahead and add the dry fish that I boiled earlier, and the red meat, the beef that I dried. I will pour that in there too, and stir. Make sure everything is well mixed and well incorporated into the paste. I'm using a big bowl so that I don't spill anything outside, like on the ground or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and mix, like really stir and make sure everything is well incorporated, and then we can start making our bundles. So I have this is where I'll use the foil paper, put it in a bowl and try to deepen it with my hands. Then I'll go in and add the plantain leaves. The leaves are kind of ripped, so I'll put several layers so that the egusi does not have like direct touch with the foil paper, because the egusi leaves adds flavor to the pudding. So there we have it. I'll just go ahead and use like a cook spoon and put out an amount that I know that would be okay for the size of the foil paper and the size of the plantain leaves, and I'll tie them into bundles. Because I have kiddos, I separated it. I added pepper on some, so when we go, this is me lining the pot. I used the leftover plantain leaves to put it at the bottom of the pot so that it doesn't burn when you cook, because it's very easy for these foods that you tie them in bundles to get burned. So we always try to lay at the bottom of the pot so that the bundle don't have like direct contact with the pot, else it might burn and then burst, and then you have a hot mess there. So as I was saying, the ones that have like the green plastic tie on them, they're the ones that do not have pepper. The ones that do not have the plastic tie on them are the ones that have pepper, because I have kids and they're too picky when it comes to spicy things. So I had to like separate it like that. Okay. So here we have everything tied up in bundles. That is really a lot of egusi pudding. We are going to enjoy this so much. So I'll just go ahead and cover it with foil paper, and I'll be adding water in little bits, because you don't just add water and cook it once. You put in water in small bits. Like the water has to be at the bottom of the pot. It shouldn't come all the way up, else it will mix into the pudding and everything will just be messy. So you try to make sure that the water stays at the bottom of the pot, and you check from time to time to make sure that it doesn't burn. And I did that for like 3-4 times. It took me like 2.5 hours to cook this. So here our egusi pudding is ready. Let's open it and see how it looks like. Yay, it looks great. Look at that. It is so yummy with all the fish and dried beef in it. You can't ask for anything better. This is so good. I hope that you can try it, and give me your feedback on the comment section on how it went for you. This egusi pudding was so amazing. For people back home in Cameroon, they don't have to use foil paper because they have lots of good leaves. But here in America, it's hard to have good leaves. That's why I have to use the foil paper as backup. Because if you look at the leaves are so ripped. So there's no way you use just the leaves. Okay, here we have the delicious egusi pudding. I was making it. I will be eating it with ripe plantains. So here you have it served on the plate, ready to be eaten. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.